redemption, determination, cheating, and pure raw skill. Define your limits and being the best, because you might never get another chance.
Side, that's the go signal already. There's gonna be a big smoke right there from Bifurcation. Oh my god! Right now, takes out one. Takes out one. And the name of his move.
Oh, and finally the free sub is right. Cancel everyone out.
Indeed, 10 bullets, and he...
Lagi sila naglalaban. Friendly game, trying to improve themselves. Pero ngayong nagkita na sila sa final, nagkaalaman na yun sa kanilang dalawa ang tunay na malakas.
So by that fact alone, suspicious na siya. Where is he? Di ba? That's what I want to know.
You can't count out the determination and hunger for new and young players to just dominate in a game.
We Filipino gamers, or more known as Pinoys, have had our share in the spotlight within the global esports scene.
Oh my god, doesn't matter. AK coming off with the first matchup here in our grand finals.
Look at that. TNC are your MDL Chengdu major champions.
The Filipinos have eliminated RG. TNC have done it. The dream.
Although you'd never associate the word Pinoys in the global FPS scene.
Come up, bro. Guy on the corner now. He's playing around time. And yes, he will. But you're winners and champions of the Southeast Asian qualifiers.
You'd think that from a nation where computer shops were filled with FPS games and you constantly hear Comsat and One Shot, that Pinoys would shine in the biggest FPS tournaments in the world. But we never did. As time went on, more and more FPS games came into the scene, and we would try again.
As one of them gets taken down, that's the map for S.
And again. And again.
2-0 score for the Malaysian team, and it looks like the Philippine team is 0-2 in this group stage.
Earlier this year, when we revealed Valorant, we also announced a very aspirational launch date of summer 2020.
And we've been wanting to get you this game to help brighten these tough times. But as it turns out, we're not going to be launching this game in a few months.
Because we're launching it in a few weeks.
During the lockdown, a new game is what the world needed. But for some Filipinos, it was more than that. Valorant emerged as a new opportunity for us to try one more time. And within the first month, teams rose up and started battling it out in a tournament now known as Valorant Tryhards.
Welcome to Tryhards!
Nagulat nga ako kasi literally kakalabas lang ng ALF pero ang dami nang gumawa ng teams. Sobrang rare no na paglabas ng game, sobrang confident yung mga tao at gumawa agad sila ng teams. Parang nakaka-excite talaga siya at saka ang sarap suportahan.
Ito talaga yung chance na bumawi yung mga Pinoy. Kasi ang nangyari dati, kulang tayo sa paki sa mga FPS games. And that's what, we want to change now. At yun nga, nung na-announce yung Valorant Tryhards, it's like the community was like thinking the exact same thing.
After 64 teams battled it out, 2 teams came on top. Anena Knights Gaming and Onbu Elite Gaming, in the first ever grand finals of Valorant Tryhards. AKG was composed of players from different backgrounds, the roster coming together in Valorant with our captain, Rabbit.
Nakakatuwa yung story ng AKG. Kasi yung alam ko, yung current members ng AKG ngayon, mga magkakalaban sila dati sa CS. So nangyari, nagtipon-tipon sila to form the team for them to compete at the highest level possible.
And they got what they wished for, because the team standing between them and winning Tryhards was Onbu Elite Gaming, a team which was making a name for itself in the Valorant community. With AKG BNFD, Trixton, and Worship leading the way in the best-of-3 series, AKG found themselves winning the first game. Onbu, however, was not taken down easily, bringing out some insane plays they desperately needed.
Some shots have been used, and really with the double kill.
Although the battle was hard-fought, AKG won the title of the first ever Valorant Tryhards champion, while Anbu was awarded second place.
Tryhards, Valorant, and that is a GG as well.
Shout out to Team IX.
Okay, so ayan nga, makikita natin.
With week 1 coming to a close, the organizers were quick to acknowledge that there was room for improvement. So going into the second week of Tryhards, the organizers amped it up.
We weren't expecting the response for the first ever Tryhards to be this huge. In fact, nag-adjust pa nga kami from only accepting 16 teams to 32 kasi we had a total of 145 registered teams. Isipin mo, that's a total of 725 players all waiting for the first ever Valorant competitive tournament here in the Philippines.
Napag-usapan namin dito sa likod na parang if so many people want to join, maybe we need to act on it agad. Kaya nag-usap-usap kami, nakapag-decide kami na hey, let's make it to 128 teams next week.
Totoo naman na maraming hindi nakakasali, maraming hindi umaabot sa registration. Pero ang mahalaga, may mga bagong teams na nabubuo. Pero, merong isang team na nag-dominate sa bracket. Hindi sila bago. Hindi sila mga bata.
Week 2, nag-dominate yung mga tito sa week 2.
Matatanda na to mga tito eh.
Tito Moto, which literally translates to your uncle in English, is a team of middle-aged men, family men, fathers, and husbands. The squad formed over the years, playing games like Crossfire and Counter-Strike, only to meet once again in Valorant. They're mostly programmers and illustrators who consider themselves full-time titos. Even in esports, there's a retirement age. And while some players have proven this to be false, you'd never expect them to dominate week 2. They were a force to be reckoned with, climbing the brackets with ease. And once they arrived in the finals to go up against Dasgo, they immediately won the championships. But not in the way you think.
Sayang nga Dasgo had a really good run that Valorant Tryhards. Kaya lang, because of technical difficulties, they had to withdraw from the tournament. And because of that, TMT became our second Valorant Tryhards champion.
With Dasgo forfeiting the match, Tito Moto were crowned as the second week champions. But despite winning the championships, this was a bittersweet ending for anyone aiming to be on top. And coming into week 3, the Valorant action and drama was just getting started. Defending champions TMT and week 1 finalist Anbu Elite Gaming had a fated battle in the semifinals.
Yung dalawang teams natin, pareha silang may gustong patunayan. Yung TMT gusto nilang patunayan na champion talaga sila. Anbu naman, gusto nilang i-prove na kaya din nila maging champion.
And coming into the best of 3 series, Tony Banks and RJ, with the rest of Anbu Elite Gaming, popped the fuck off.
Beautiful boost there. Trying to flash someone. So far, no dice. Getting killed through the smoke. Tony Banks, you absolute animal. And Shido, another early pick. Somebody stop this man.
Even on the attacking side, saying that right, they're so efficient, waiting for people to
wait. The wall guys are coming in. Tony Banks finds Nasmi. Aja just walks into it. He's gonna defuse. Is he gonna hold it? But Tony Banks finds him just in time. But the half is no.
Pareha sila magaling. Pero syempre, after losing the first championships of Tryhards, Anbu went through roster changes. Iniba nila yung playstyle nila. Like, maraming strategies na nagiging uso pala nung time na yon, and they immediately applied it to their gameplay.
Wow. Oh, they did it! They did it! Oh, they did it! Wall. They did the skadoodle. Yeah, this is the skadoodle.
At kahit gaano pa kagaling yung TMT, hindi nila kaya yung determination ng Anbu.
But they are trying to make us as if they can, but Tony goes down. And that's it.
Anbu Elite take the semifinals from TMT, and they meet Fatal Faction in the finals, which is to be one of the most controversial championships in the early days of Tryhards and Valorant esports in the Philippines.
Doesn't have to do anything, but RJ, this half, is he gonna let it? No, he won't this round. Otherwise, the value of this one.
After Fatal Faction won the first game in Haven, they only needed one more win to take home the championships. But Anbu has been here before. Losing in the finals of week 1 made them warriors, and they weren't done just yet. With RJ being the pillar that Anbu needed and the explosive plays of his teammates, they were able to stay in the game, fighting neck and neck with Fatal Faction. Mizmu and Krift, two players who kept bombarding Anbu with insane plays, proved to be difficult. Mizmu even ended that game with 41 kills to his name. But with redemption in their minds and the championship on the line, Anbu Elite Gaming took Game 2 of the finals in a very close match.
RJ gets another pick on one.
Ooh!
Mizmo gets one.
Oh my god! What a play!
But
Tony Banks cleans it up.
ultimately, Tony Banks.
This was a big win for Anbu, and they must have felt good, although this would not last. Coming into Game 3 in Ascent, both teams looked ready for another bloodbath. But Fatal Faction was too much for Anbu to handle.
Control for themselves, but Jace to the rescue play! While Jace takes down RJ. Pushing up D for Anbu right now with more than enough time. 2v4 situation in favor of Anbu finally.
First time in a while around.
Losing the deciding game 13-2, making Fatal Faction the third champions of Valorant Tryhards.
And it is now! Oh my god! And Fatal Faction are the champions!
But there was something off. Something just wasn't right. And thus, the controversy began.
So after the finals, may mga usapan na lumalabas sa Messenger, sa groups, at saka sa Discord na yung Fatal Faction daw may not be 100% using their skills, and may rumors na third-party software yung ginagamit nila. Yeah, I guess it's cheating.
The goal of Tryhards was to keep a competitive spirit where teams could grow. So when the organizers got word, they immediately went to work, investigating Fatal Faction with an open mind. But they did not anticipate the drama that was about to unfold.
Ni Try yung regarding sa Hemlock. Actually, yung sa calls, personally, medyo crazy. But, kasi nung nilipoint namin,
you'd think that Mizmu would be the suspect, with 41 kills. But it was actually Krift.
Anyway, I just wanted to point out na nawala si Krift. Is there any reason na nawala siya? Because I wanted to give him a chance to defend himself before I delivered yung closing statement.
Dude, di ko po alam, sir.
And
so by that fact alone, suspicious na siya. Where is he? Di ba? That's what I want to know. So ganito guys, I want to give you the respect that you guys deserve. Nag-ask kayo ng side niya.
You have to defend your win na hindi kayo gumagamit ng third-party applications. Eh, ang nangyari, imbes na i-defend mo yung sarili mo, sa gitna ng conversation pa, bigla kang nawala. Kahit anong ikot mo dun, kahit hindi kayo nag-cheat, if you leave in the middle of the conversation, walang choice of organizers kung hindi gawin yung ginawa nila.
With the support of the remaining members of Fatal Faction, the decision of banning Krift from all RR events was made, as well as disqualifying them from the championships, crowning Anbu Elite Gaming the champions of Week 3. This was their redemption story. Winning a hard-fought game and fighting through the series was no easy feat, and their hard work finally paid off. Going to the fourth week of Valorant Tryhards, both the teams and organizers geared up for another round, making sure that everyone was in their best form. And once again, another team was looking for redemption. Anenanites Gaming. After losing early on in the brackets on the second and third week of Tryhards, they fought hard to hold the title once again. And once they reached the finals, they saw a familiar face. Jin.
Ang makulit sa dalawang team na to, magkakakilala talaga sila, magtotropa sila, nag-scream sila, lagi sila naglalaban. Alam mo, friendly game, trying to improve themselves. Pero ngayong nagkita na sila sa finals, nagkaalaman na kung sino sa kanilang dalawa ang tunay na malakas.
With a prize and more importantly, pride on the line, AKG and Ajin clashed, with both teams bringing out epic plays. With Draximov of Ajin taking out AKG in crucial situations, the moments he created paved the way for Ajin to win Game 1 in the second half.
That flick onto the right side, really gracious indeed.
Flashes coming out from shower. Damiel finds 2, but Draximov finds a trade. Can he find a second? Yes, he does. Draximov, you absolute monster weapon. Off
any slowing ability.
It's gonna be the savior of the day there, at least for that moment. Hughes.
But come Game 2, Himiko decided to pop off as well.
If that was made for the character, but that was, again, indeed a very, very nasty shot here. Him 1K, turning, oh my goodness, they didn't check the border. That was a fatal mistake.
Let's see if the Phoenix will be able to clear out the breach here. If he does, they can just barrel on in onto the side. That's the go signal already. There's going to be a big smoke right there from the Cypher Cage, and Draximov takes out 4. Does find ammo, that's going to be pretty good. He's actually on the rope side, but Bad Ghost finds his target on, various streamers, various content creators that Ghost have such a very big impact. But ENFD says, what impact? I got myself to spec. This is a 3 versus 1 with time not really in the favor of Tricks, and well, that's gonna be it. The final blow taken by Ajin, and they win this Tryhards 2-0 against a Nano Knights.
We did say earlier, determination, friendships, cheating, and pure raw skill. The first month of Valorant Tryhards came by so fast, and during these early days of a new game and scene, many things will change moving forward. And the vision of the Philippines competing in the international scene shines brighter than ever. And as rivalries form within our country, champions will rise, will go far and beyond. And right now, that could be anyone. That could be you. This is the story so far, but make no mistake, the storm is not dying down. In contrast, it rages on. The next month will surely be exciting as more teams are joining and as the excellence of gameplay improves even more so. According to the general consensus of the top teams of Valorant Tryhards, the FPS monsters are still in hiding. If and when they decide to come out and play, know that we are ready. We are Valorant. Join Tryhards and be a part of the Philippine esports scene. For more information on how to register, follow Rumble Royale on Facebook and join the Valorant Philippines and Legends of Runeterra PH Facebook groups. Try hard and reign supreme.